In a small African village where tradition was cherished and wisdom was passed down through generations, a group of young women was about to embark on a journey that would shape their futures. Led by an elderly woman known as Mama, they were taught the ways of marriage and life. But not everybody believed in Mama's teachings. This is the story of how one girl's defiance led to consequences she could never have imagined. Every evening, under the shade of a large odala tree, Mama gathered the young women of the village, her voice wise and calm, as she guided them through lessons on how to be good wives and mothers. The girls listened attentively, but one among them, a young girl with bright eyes and a stubborn heart, called Ogechi, was different. She believed that Mama's teachings were outdated, and she wasn't afraid to say so. After each section, Ogechi would voice her doubts. "Why should we listen to Mama?" she would say. "She has never been married herself. How can she know what a good wife should be?" Her words were like seed of doubt, and soon she convinced two other girls, Adako and Udoka, to follow her lead. Together, they began to openly defile Mama's teachings, believing they knew better. Unknown to the three girls, in their usual rebellious manner, they had skipped one of Mama's most important sections. On that day, Mama shared her personal story, revealing the village's street culture, which states that if a woman is sent back from her husband's house, she cannot remarry unless she remarries a widower, a rare occurrence due to the village pact with a deity that grants long life. Mama, as the custodian of this knowledge, was the only one allowed to share it with the community. Because of this rule, those who attended the section were not permitted to share the story with others. As a result, the three rebellious girls missed out on this crucial information. The next day, the other girls were filled with a new sense of understanding and unity, but the three who had been absent remained ignorant of the truth that would soon affect their lives. As the weeks passed, the other girls completed their training and married. They applied Mama's teachings in their new homes and found happiness and harmony with their husbands. But for the other three, Ogechi, Adako, and Udoka, who chose a different path, life was not as kind. They struggled in their marriages, facing challenges they were unprepared for, while their criticism of Mama's unmarried status turned to regret. Life for the three rebellious girls took a darker turn. The lessons they dismissed as old-fashioned became the very wisdom they needed. As their marriages faltered, they blamed Mama for their misfortunes, never really seeing that it was their own choices that had led them there. The peaceful homes of their pairs only deepened their frustration and soon they were sent back to their families, unable to make their marriages work. In their kingdom, a woman who returned from her husband's house could only remarry a widower, but such men were rare. It was only then that the girls learned the truth about Mama. She too had once defied the wisdom of her elders and was sent back from her husband's house. Her lifelong mission was born from the pain of her own mistakes, to prevent others from suffering as she did. As time passed, the villagers grew tired of the bitterness and unrest the three women brought. Their constant complaints and insults towards Mama, who had only tried to help them, led to their isolation. Eventually, the village elders made a decision. They were to be banished to the evil forest, where they would live out their days in solitude, away from those whom they have harmed with their words and actions. In the depths of the evil forest, the three women lived out their days in misery, their lives a constant reminder of the consequences of pride and defiance, while Mama continued to guide the young women of the village, ensuring they never made the same mistakes. The outcasts were forgotten, their once vibrant spirits now consumed by regrets and loneliness. And so the story of the three rebellious women came to a tragic end. Their refusal to listen, their pride, and their scorn led them down a path of isolation and sorrow. Meanwhile, those who heeded Mama's wisdom flourished, building strong families and lives filled with joy. Let this be a reminder to us all. Sometimes the advice of the elders, though it may seem old-fashioned, carries the wisdom of experience.